right, so here we are, my third attempt. Hopefully I have no technical difficulties. I'm going to show you what we did in class today and go through the project with you. So I'm going to start my new project. I'm going to name it Project 2, like I did the last two times I did it. You want to make sure that you change where it says pixels. You want to make sure it says inches and set that to 11, and then set the height to 8.5. DPI at 72 is fine, and then make sure that you change your background to transparent. So just one of the good sparkling things that I've learned after doing this for the third time is that once you consecutively do the same settings, they end up staying that way, or at least it appears so. Because when I opened this up, it said Project 2 already, which you're going to need to change, make sure that you say Project 2. But all the other settings came up that we've used, so that 11 by 8.5 came up and the transparent background came up. So that's a perk, I guess, if we can call it. So I'm going to click Create, and here we are with our artboard. So what we were doing today was we were adding to and taking away from shapes. So I'm going to make my rectangular marquee, and then I'm going to hold down my Shift key, and I'm going to add some shapes to that particular shape. So again, I'm holding down my Shift key and adding to it, and then I'm going to hold down my Alt key and take away from it. So I'm holding down my Alt key, and I'm going to go back to adding to. And taking away from, oops, I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. Okay, so there's my shape. So now I'm going to add color to it. And then go to my paint bucket and fill it. And then I'm going to Control D to deselect my shape. And then I'm going to make another shape. And holding down my Shift key. Edit, step backward. And holding down my Alt key. And I guess I'll fill that. Paint bucket. fill it, and making a new shape. So I have my lasso tool. I'm going to draw a shape. Oop, this should be weird. Okay, so I'm going to fill that. Actually, I'm going to add some shapes to it. So I'm holding down my Shift key. And taking away from it, holding down my Alt key. And I'm going to fill it, and I'm not sure what it's going to look like when I fill it because I overlapped myself. So let's see. Paint bucket. And I think I want these filled. All right, interesting. So I'm going to make another shape down here. And I think I'm going to go with an organic shape because it kind of fits. There's one over top right and bottom left maybe. So I'm going to make my lasso tool is skipping. Okay, so there's that, and I'm going to add to it with my rectangular marquee. So I'm holding down my Shift key again. And then I'm going to fill that. Paint bucket. Okay. And I think I need something over here. So all right, I don't like that part right there. So I'm going to add to the selection with my elliptical marquee, holding down my Shift. Okay, so I'm going to fill that. And okay, so now I really could do a little bit more, but I'm sure that you don't want to watch this, although I do want to get something in the middle here. I think I will. No. I'm going to use my polygonal lasso, and I'm going to hold down my Alt key. And again. Okay. And I'm going to fill that. Okay, so now I just need to add a background to this. So I'm going to choose a color for the background. And I think I'm going to go with that. And so I may need to fill some areas in just to make sure that everything gets filled. So there are some little tiny areas in here that are hard to get to with the mouse. So what I can do is I can go down here to this magnifying glass and click on it, and then I can click a couple of times. And also if I, let's see, if I hold down my space bar, I can move my composition so that I can see that particular open space. And I can go to my paint bucket and I can fill that in, holding down my space bar so I get the hand, and then filling in that. And then by double clicking the magic wand, it goes back to its original size. And I can see that there are areas that need to be fixed, but for the sake of time, I'm going to leave it as is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save it. I'm going to go File, Export As, and JPG. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to leave all of this the same. Everything looks good. I'm going to hit Save, and it is going into my Downloads folder. So you can upload it to OneDrive from your Downloads folder, and also to Unified Classroom from your Downloads folder. All right, can't wait to see these.